We'll get into Arsenal in a second, but just on Noni, Paul, I'll start with you. I mean, do you think he's kind of made his point? Because he did go through that really kind of tough start where, some Arsenal fans online creating a petition to have the club not sign him. How do you think he's fared so far?
I think he's been absolutely outstanding. I'm a big Chelsea fan. If there was one player I would have sold at the start of the season from Chelsea, it would have been him. I never see him hardly have one good game at Chelsea. He never went past players, very hot and cold. But since he's been at Arsenal, he's been a revelation. He's been absolutely unbelievable. Play different ways. Arsenal play a lot quicker. They get the ball out to the wingers and they can go and have a go. And 1v1, I think he's one of the best about, if I'm being honest. I think he's one of the best wingers. If you give him the ball 1v1, he doesn't mess about. He's not fussed in. I know he does a nice trick there, but he's not fussed in doing tricks. He's very direct, runs at real pace. And when you're a defender, you do not want people running with you at pace. You don't have to do too much. Very rarely he stops the ball. He gets the ball and he goes bang that way. Like Salah did, do you know what I mean? Salah just got the ball and went bang. And people can't tackle you when you're doing that. And, I think he's been absolutely outstanding. I got it horribly wrong.
Yeah. I mean, for you, Julian, seeing a player like Noni, do you think this is good that Arsenal have got a player like that? Because usually we're so used to seeing Arsenal play that certain type of way where it's not as direct as sometimes the fans might want.
Yeah, I think Mikel has been a fan for a while. Not too much based on the stats that we saw at Chelsea, because Merce is right. There was maybe not enough from him in the end product. Yeah. But in terms of profile and what I think Mikel believed he could do with Madueke, I think he was a player that he liked from a very long time, even before the move. So it was an expensive signing in a way at £50 million to strengthen your squad, especially in those positions. But if you're a top club, that's what you do. Yeah. You sign players who could start or could be on the bench, could come off the bench to have an impact. But those players are be expensive, naturally.
Yeah, Paul, Arsenal have suffered with injuries in years gone past, particularly to Bukayo Saka. And there was that moment whenever he went down, Arsenal fans held their breath. Do you think now that they've got a player like Noni, describe to us what that's like maybe for the potential left-back, thinking, OK, Saka's gone off and now I've got Noni to face?
Oh, there's nothing worse. I mean, nothing worse. When you see someone's number come up, you think, I've got rid of him. Yeah. And then all of a sudden someone else comes on who's very similar and who's fresh. That's what they need. The next part of the season with the Champions League, the league gets harder. The longer this season goes on, when you lose a game, the more effective it becomes. And to swap players that are like for like, it's very rare you can get that. Usually you bring a top quality player off and you're going to really weaken the team. Yeah. But you're not at the moment. The way he's playing, I think it's perfect over that side. What
about Arsenal as a whole? Do you think they've got that squad depth needed to go on and push and win the whole thing?
I think Arsenal's biggest game of the season is on Saturday night at Everton. I think it's a humongous game. I think Man City will beat West Ham. They'll be top of the league. And Arsenal will be walking onto that pitch thinking, we were 7 points clear not long ago. Yeah. We didn't even have a danger. And the last team you want to be chasing you down. I think this is a massive game. Yeah. Massive psychologically. But they have got a good squad. But I see a lot of nerves last weekend. It was scary.
Yeah. Julia, I know you were at the game last weekend. I saw you there. Yeah. But what did you make of it? Did you think it was alarming for Arsenal fans? Or was it quite a good defensive display from Wolves?
I would not say, I don't think it was worrying in the sense that I think this was the worst performance of the season. By far, I think everybody would say that. I think you probably are allowed to have one like that in each season, even if you're a top team. It happened to Liverpool last season, even when they won the league. It happened to City before, where you off it. There's no rhythm, there's no energy. It's a Champions League week, so you've already played. And I know it was only in Bruges, but it's still a Champions League week. You'd played a lot previously, which was not the case of Wolves. It's a 5-4-1 or 5-3-2 that you've played against, but they were very defensive, they were very aggressive, and it's just not your day, but you just grind out a win. And I think that was the most important. Whatever happens, 2 own goals, just not much from the game, you take it. It just can't happen again. Yeah. And then if it happens another time, whether it's this weekend, in 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, then you can worry. But a one-off like this, if it's a one-off, I don't think it's too alarming.
Yeah, but Paul, where do you think it went wrong in that game?
Where did I think? I thought they started very. I thought it was one of them. We just got to turn up and we win this football match, and I thought that was the whole stadium. And that's what they got to live with, Arsenal, for the next 22 football matches and the next, I think, 11 at the Emirates. It's going to be like that. The right to have 11 people sat behind the ball, and they need to move the ball quickly. And I think sometimes they've got to be a little bit more. Open the game up where you're inviting the other team to have a go at you. And that wasn't the case. Do you know what I mean? It was just constant Sometimes you've got to draw them out. Go back to the goalkeeper, bring them out, start again. Sometimes Arsenal play like 10 minutes in their half, but it's like an ice hockey power play.
Yeah.
It's there.
Sideways.
It's all sideways,
Yeah.
you know. And for me, he's got to get the horses for courses. I thought the week before he should have played Gyökeres at Villa Park. Last week, I think he plays Mourinho.
I agree.
You know, where you need that guile. When you've got to break teams down, you need that player who's just going to come off. He's going to flick a ball there, flick a ball.
Yeah.
He might come off, and then someone's going to make a run inside.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's horses for courses. He's got to work out them things, Arteta. And I think the last couple of weeks he's got it wrong. And, you know, they've lost one and drew one.
Well, I mean, he's got the squad though. You know, he's going to still make mistakes like that. But I can't believe it. It feels weird to even say it's been 6 years this weekend that Mikel's been in charge of Arsenal. Paul, do you think it's quite a good blueprint sometimes, maybe for some of the other clubs, that a manager, you know, with the right backing, even if with a shaky start at the beginning, it can come good in the end?
I think so. Time, or you know, you got to have people got to have time. You know, there's only two sure things in management. If you're an Arsene Wenger, probably, well, not even an Arsene Wenger. If you're a Sir Alex Ferguson,
Yeah.
you pay your tax, you get the sack.
Yeah.
They're the two surest things in management.
Yeah.
You've got to give time. You know what he's done. I hear people go, if they don't win it this year, Arteta's got to go. He's got the life back in Arsenal. They're not also runs now. 6 years ago, 7 years, they were also runs. You know, they had no chance of ever winning the league. Would they get in the top four? It was a flick of a coin. They are big you now. He's got rid of everybody, all the trouble, all them, and he's brought life back to the club. And they are a very good team. That if you finish above Arsenal, you will win the Premier League.
Yeah.
Look. I mean, look at now we see Carlo Ancelotti on the screen, but this Arsenal team for his first game there, and the one that he has now in 6 years. And I know they've invested money, of course, and rightly so. But the value of the squads, the way they're playing, even the whole club, as you know too well, from the bottom to the top, it's transformed everything. And okay, yeah, the league title is missing. Sure, it would be much better if they'd won more. I get that. But everything he's done for this football club in the last 6 years is impressive.
Yeah, 100%. I think they win the league. There's 22 games to go. Their squad is so big and so strong that they win the league, in my opinion. If there was 6 games to go and I was sitting here and it was 2 points, then I'm going Man City.
Do you think sometimes when people are saying, like, you know, I can even catch myself saying it sometimes, it's like when people say, you know, I think they're going to go on and win the league, is that because of the squad depth and what we think they should do, or is that a reasonable thing? Are we kind of ruling out Man City too early?
They're the best team. I think they're the best team and they have the best squad. And their manager is maybe not at the level of Pep Guardiola, but not far.
Yeah.
So you've got maybe the second best manager in the league, the best squads, arguably. And in terms of starting 11, certainly what we see, the best defense for sure. Okay, maybe not the best attack, but you're not far. So you've got everything there. Plus the experience that you've drawn from the last 2 seasons where you were so close and for whatever reason you just missed out.
Yeah.
Whether it's your own fault, whether it was injuries, the pressure got to you, I don't know, mistakes that you made. All of that should be enough for them to go and win it.
But Paul, if they don't win tomorrow, would that change your mind?
I'd want to see the players in the next game after that.
Yeah.
Because it will change. It will.
So they've got Everton away, Brighton at home, Aston Villa at home.
Yeah. And then I'd want to see then, because then all of a sudden you draw one of them 2 games and Man City win, and then it's 3 points, and then all of a sudden it's catch up. But for me, I just don't see. They've got hard games coming up, but if they play to the best of their ability, they are the best team. And they've had the injuries they've had. If Man City had them, they'd be nowhere near them, nowhere near the players they've been missing. And I'm talking players where they play every week.
Yeah.
I hear some managers come out after a game and go, I've got 8 players out. And you go through the 8 players and you go, well, one of them plays and the other 7 don't play.
Yeah.
These are big players for them, big players.
And the home fixture for the second half of the season is obviously better because they will have
they've
United
had some
at
big
home,
games,
Liverpool at home, Villa at home,
They had a hard
Chelsea
start,
at home.
didn't they?
Well, there we go. Well, looking forward to it. Arsenal are part of a 3-game Saturday evening lineup on Sky Sports. Their game with Everton is live as one of 2 8 o'clock kickoffs. And both the later matches follow Tottenham's game with Liverpool.